Happy Saturday, y'all. It's your girl Planet Ty right here. I am on deck getting ready to get into this day. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with taking baby girl to work, my baby girl Penelope, and then after I do that, I have a few errands to run, and I feel like, dang, why not take my homies on deck? So this is a piece of a vlog. I can't remember the last time I put up a camera because y'all get consistent videos from me every week, even though I don't record every week because I pre-record my videos. But anyways, if you guys stay tuned and see what I get into today. All right. So when I got up today, where do we park at? Over here. Oh, okay. So when I got up today, you guys, I said I was gonna go straight to go get some exercise. I walked up like this. And then take care of the errands, right? Okay, but that's not exactly what happened. I got up and I ended up having to go to the store to grab some beverages. Like right now, I'm just now leaving Smart and Final. You guys know, hold on. I go to Smart and Final quite a lot, so I end up going to Smart and Final, and then, so I'm like, okay, after I go to Smart and Final, then I'll go ahead and get some exercise. But then I just realized that I need to dip to Costco really quick to see if they have something that I'm looking for. And then, so I'm like, okay, so I'm clearly not going to work out right now in this moment, okay? I'm not gonna get no exercise, but today and this day, I will begin some exercise. Not at this moment. I got my homie Simba on deck with me, and she's a powerhouse, y'all. She really is. You guys know that you guys got, it's always that one family member, okay, who's a straight powerhouse and who's like your right hand and do all the good stuff with you, or like will be a team player at any time. That's her. So when she see me about to leave to go drop off Penelope to work, she's like, oh yeah, where you going? I'm like, I'm finna go get some exercise and run some errands. She was like, I'm coming. I'm like, cool. So anyways, let me get back in this car. So anyways, I'm on deck with Simba and we are now headed to Costco. We're gonna go see if they have these, we're gonna go see what Costco has in their bakery department. If they have these certain kind of cupcakes or whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna take you guys for the ride. If they do have it, you guys will see that we have it. Also, I may convince Simba to run to the mall with me right quick, and I'll never go to the mall because I don't like the mall. But I do need to see if they have something really quick at Bath and Body. So I'm headed into Walgreens. Gotta go grab something. Let me take y'all along. Alright. Let's see. Oh crap, okay guys, I'm gonna have to go ahead and turn this off because they got music playing. So I'll be when I'm done. Alright you guys, so I'm just now walking out of Walgreens. I told you guys I had to cut the, sorry about that, Simba. I had to cut the video off because they was playing music in there and I didn't want, you know, the whole copyright part. Then I realized after I could have kept recording and I could have just did a voiceover. But I didn't feel like doing that. I got what I came from out the door. Now, if you guys are a member of Walgreens, like you guys know, when you go to Walgreens, you can put in your, if you give them your phone number and your email, you can get cash. Oh, if you put in your phone number, your email, you guys can get cash off your purchases, right? So that's what I was doing, and I got $2 off my purchase today, which is beautiful. Even though I don't shop at Walmart not Walmart, Walgreens that much, is always good to get a little something and save a little something. So anyways, I got something inside of my mouth. But anyways, it's always good to get a little something and save a little something. So that's what I did. I also realized that I have some scratch your tickets that I won on that I want to go get my little winnings on or whatever. Not sure if I want to play it back or if I want to keep my change in my purse. You see what I'm saying? Because it is mine. I get to decide. But anyways, you guys, I think I'm going to dip to the mall right quick so I can hurry up and be great there, get out of there. Oh, and then there is a story I wanted to tell you guys about, but when I have some time to either, I may do it in a voiceover, so y'all stay tuned. All right, guys, so right now I'm in Bath and Body, and because of the music playing, I'm doing a quick voiceover. So I'll tell you a quick story about a guy from 1819 named John Edward Howard Rulloff. Now, this guy was not a great guy because he's a person who I'm featuring for my true crime, because he was said to be, what did they call him? They called him the genius killer and the man of two lives, because for some reason another thing they said is that his brain was said to be notably bigger than the average human brain. And when he was executed, they took his brain and donated to science so that they can study it to figure out how his comprehension and his level of intelligence was soaring so high above that of the average human being. Now, this guy Ruloff, okay, he was a kid to Danish immigrants. Well, his parents was Danish immigrants, and he had a brother named William who's a photographer. And then it doesn't say too much. It says a little bit about how, they were in upstate. They moved to upstate New York. And then that's where he met his wife, a 17-year-old girl named Harriet. Now, he met her through a guy named Dr. Henry Bull, a guy who he used to actually work for. Okay, so he met her. He didn't court her at all. He just decided on a whim that he was going to marry her. Now, her family, Harriet's family, was heavily against that, but against their protest, she went ahead and she ran off with this guy Ruloff. Okay, and then when she did, they were together for not too long, about just a few short years or whatever. And then they had arguments. He became jealous and thought that she was cheating with her own cousin, the guy he used to work for, the guy named Dr. Henry Bull. So he decided to hit her in the head with the pistol, and he killed her. And it was said that he also poisoned their daughter. Now, after doing this, he ran away, and he was brought back to justice by one of Harriet's cousins. But while he was brought back to justice by one of Harriet's cousins, he decided to defend himself. Now, he was said to be so smart and such a genius that when he did defend himself, he actually got himself off. They could not charge him guilty for the crime of murder for his wife Harriet or his daughter, because they said they could not find the body. So they said no body, no crime. So the only thing they could charge him with was kidnapping. So they sentenced him to 10 years for the kidnapping, but that's all that they could do. Now, after he didn't serve the whole 10 years, though, he escaped. But before he escaped, while he was in prison, they allowed him to give lectures and to teach other kids and adults, but mostly kids. I guess it was like a way of giving back to the community, where they allow kids to come into the prison and to learn from scholars, professors, theologians, and all this other stuff, right? So one of the kids who came to the prison that he came to learn from him or whatever else, this guy, he ended up being an accomplice to help him escape from the prison. Okay, so this guy, he was just a kid, he went to school or whatever organization allowed him to come. And, when Ruloff knew that they were going to charge him with the murder of his wife, because previously they did not. They just charged him with the murder of his daughter. But when he knew that they were going to charge him for the murder of his wife, he devised a plan with one of his students, okay, to break him out. Now, the student and his mother, they both felt like he was in jail unjustified. You know how they cry, oh, no, it's just a lie, blah, blah, blah. So they thought it was unjustified. So they agreed to break him out. And that's exactly what they did. They broke him out. And shortly after that, the kid who broke him out of jail, he was a young adult, or, not really a young adult, but somewhat of a young adult. Shortly down the line, Ruloff and that guy were robbing banks together. Okay, so they were robbing banks together, and he got away. That's how he was sustaining himself. Now, this was a guy who could easily be a lawyer one day. He could be, a philosopher another day. He could be, a teacher the next day, and by nighttime he would be robbing somebody's house. Okay, because that's just the double life that he lived. Okay, so anyhow, so when the guy, who broke him out, those two, they were partners in crime for a bit of time. And then, it was another guy. So that, Ruloff, he was in and out of prison because he kept doing robberies. He kept getting caught. Okay, so he wasn't the best at the criminal side of it, but, he had the will to do it. Well, anyways, so it was another guy that he met when he was in prison one time. So they devised a plan. The kid who broke him out with his mother, Ruloff, plus the third guy, they all they went to a different, I think it was either a different state or a different country or something like that. And they decided to rob this notable, prestigious man's house, right? Well, when they decided to rob this man's house, when the man found out, well, he was asleep, right? They woke him up. When they woke the man up, he got active, y'all. He started throwing, when he first figured out that, that somebody was attacking him, he had a gun under his pillow. He took the gun, he started shooting at Rulloff. One of the other guys, Rulloff ran out the door. One of the other guys, the young guy who was with, no, not the young guy, the other older guy who he met in prison, who was with him, he ran and he started, trying to attack the man to make the man stop shooting at Rulloff. Well, he tried to attack the man, but the guy got real active with him and started beating the hell out of him right then and there. And then he screamed out for Rulloff and the young kid or whatever. So they had to come in there and get that man up off of him, right? The man was so aggressive and, frantic. He has adrenaline. His adrenaline was up, y'all. Somebody trying to rob you in your sleep. You wake up, you like, wait a minute. By the time you realize what's happening, most people, might be scared or whatever else. But this guy, he tried to get active, defend his house, what was his, right? So anyways, when he got up, he tried to get on a helmet. The only way that they were even able to get away with the skin on their teeth was Ruloff had to pull the trigger and kill the man right then and there to stop him. That was the only way they was able to get away. Anyways, the only way they can get off the place that they went to was surrounded by water. Say it was like a lake or whatever else, right? So it was a boat that they had tied up at the end of the dock to wait for them. So after they finished the robbery, they could get away. Long story in short, they ran out the house or whatever after Ruloff killed the man or whatever else, trying to jump in the boat and get away. The boat had faded away. It was already gone, or maybe somebody stole the boat. Karma, okay? But anyway, so they jumped in the lake and tried to swim for it so they wouldn't get caught up for the murder. When they jumped in there and tried to swim away for it, the two accomplices, the young dude plus the other guy he met in jail, they both drowned. They couldn't withstand the current. It was too deep for him. Ruloff survived, okay? He survived, but he lost 2 of his toes because it was blistering cold weather. He lost 2 of his toes, but he survived. Sad story.
Costco. And so yeah, like I said, they didn't have exactly what I wanted, but it is lunchtime. And by the way, you guys, oh my god, yesterday, I don't know if it cut off here because my battery is low, but yesterday, what was I going to say about yesterday? Yesterday I dyed my hair black. So I hate when I dye my hair and I can't get the dye from under my nails. It seems like forever. But anyways, aside of that, when I was going into Costco, right, I saw, I got pizza. I grabbed pizza for lunch, huge slice. Too bad I don't have no ranch packets or nothing like that. But anyways, when I was going into Costco, it was this dude outside, the homeless guy who was into it with the security guard at Costco, because when he, I see the ambulance, the fire truck, because the lady's head was bleeding. But anyways, when he pulled up, when we were walking, going to the front door, we saw the homeless guy, which is very rare because you never see homeless people over here. Not in this Costco shop. I've never seen him in the years I've been going here. But anyways, he looked at the security guard and he gives him the middle finger. So the security guard looks at him and shakes his head like, okay. And then so then the guy starts walking, slowly walking close to the security guard. And like we kind of watching it, observing it, but we was doing it moving. So we was watching it, but we went on inside. Anyways, when we come outside the Costco, it's a lady who's in a wheelchair, and she's sitting there, and I look and I see blood on her hand, and it's like 3 Costco employees standing around her, and one of the ladies had like, what is it, like a ice pack or something maybe? And she was holding it over her head, and the lady's head, or ice pack with the gauze or something like that, but anyways, the lady's head was bleeding too. And so I started wondering, like, what happened? What's going on? Why is this lady's head bleeding? And then I start thinking, does it have anything to do with that man who was giving a security guard the middle finger? I don't know. But anyways, now the ambulance is here and the fire truck, and I've never seen this much excitement at this Costco before. With that said, time for lunch. Did you find the story yet?
I have one that you might want to hear. I don't know.
What is it about?
It says, I don't know if I can have a relationship with my family anymore.
Sorry, I was praying for my food. Okay. Okay, oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get y'all the first bite.
Oh, there's a different one too.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait, which one?
Whichever one you want to read.
Okay, this one says, I think I may have feelings for an old friend I started hanging out with again over the past.
You have to speak up because I don't know if they can hear you at all.
Sorry. It says, I think I may have feelings for an old friend I started hanging out again with over the past 4 or 5-ish months. She had rejected me in the past and I got over it, but now the feelings are back. What should I do? There's that one, or we can do the one that says, I don't know if I should have a relationship with my family anymore.
Read one of them. Read them both for all I care. People at home just want to hear.
They're not being helpful yet. Whatever. Okay. Okay, it says, when I was little, I had a traumatic brain injury leading to a lot of behavioral problems, specifically with anger. Because I was so young when it happened, I was able to learn how to control my outbursts. I am now basically normal with my anger issues. I was in and then did... Okay.
I was what?
I don't know. Maybe they just... I don't know. They're grammarly incorrect, but we're not going to talk about it. Then did work in a residential care facilities for teens with behavioral issues. Because of this, I have training on how to interact in a caregiving role, such as with children and extreme behavioral disorders such as reactive attachment disorder. My sister is remarried and her spouse had a son in their previous marriage. The son has some pretty severe behavioral issues with trauma with his birth mom, who is still a part of his life, but he is aware and vocalizes that she does not want him. Wow. My parents encourage my sister to treat him very poorly and worse than her other children. She listens to what they say, and that has only made his behavior worse. My sister's youngest son had an accident and broke his leg, and my sister and her spouse blamed the oldest son. So they are sending him to live with his birth mother and giving up on him. Now my parents are basically on a witch hunt and convinced my sister to do a DNA test to try and prove that he is not her spouse's son. Wait. Yeah, he is not her spouse's son. My sister has convinced her spouse that he is not their son as well. I'm having a hard time stomaching this treatment of a child, as well as this is bringing up a lot of trauma for myself from how I was treated as a kid. I don't know if it's worth having a relationship anymore. I also have 2 kids, and my parents are critical of me and my family.
Are you going to keep reading?
That's the end of it. That's what he said. That's all he said.
Ooh. Okay. But let's make sure I understand this correctly. This is a guy or a girl talking? Who's the...
It doesn't say,
Okay,
but
so
I think it's a guy.
the person. Okay, we just say guy for sake of this video. So a guy is talking about his sister and how his sister treats her oldest child who is has developmental mental issues.
No, he has behavioral issues.
He has behavioral issues.
But it's not, so the child is actually her new husband's from a previous marriage.
Oh, so the child is her stepson.
Exactly.
Okay. So the guy, the brother, he's talking about how his sister treats her stepson.
Yes. Mind you, his parents are encouraging her to treat the stepson worse than her biological children.
What parents?
Her parents.
You mean the brother's family? Okay, both of their parents.
Yeah,
the siblings' parents are saying you should treat him like shit.
Yes.
They wrong.
Even though,
They
so
wrong.
the OP, the person who's talking, is talking about how when they were younger, they also had behavioral issues.
Okay, so the brother who's telling the story, he said, when I was young, I had issues. I had behavioral issues too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And apparently they didn't treat him so good either when he was younger.
Uh-huh.
But now it's becoming even worse because not only so, apparently the behavioral issues are so bad for the stepson because of his birth mother, right? But now, because of his behavioral issues, they're giving him back up to the birth mother. So, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. So the stepson, he has behavioral issues because they feel like it's his mother's fault, his birth mother's fault.
Yeah, or at least that's what the OP said.
And so now they're saying, so now the sister and her husband now want to give the oldest child with the behavioral issues back to his biological mother.
And also, the parents convinced the sister to convince the husband that that's not actually his child.
Damn, that's wrong. It's so many. You guys, y'all let in the comments and let us know what y'all think about this story, right? So I'm not trying to talk my mouth full like that. But there's so much wrong here. One, let's just acknowledge that it is very challenging to deal with the kid, adult, or whatever, with behavioral issues, because it is a challenge. It's not easy. It's not fun. Okay? So we know, with that part being considered, I have an issue with this girl, this woman, the guy's sister, being a step parent to a kid that she's trying to convince the husband that is not his kid. I have an issue with that, because if that kid was there before her, what would make her think that the kid was not his? And if she has real question, and the fact that her family is in on it, you should tell him this and that. You should. It's not even their business. Why would they take a stance on this? I don't know why they would take a stance on that. You know, it's very interesting. Unless, what is the daughter saying? She's going to her parents and she's saying, oh, the kid gives me such a hard time. He's such a nuisance to deal with, this and that. She has to be saying something like that. Simba, what do you think?
I think, first of all, it's an L family in general, because the parents are actively, like, telling her to treat the son bad, the stepson bad. It's an L father, because why would you let her treat your son like that? That makes absolutely no sense at all.
Exactly. Why are you allowing it to happen?
Right. And then, like, it's so disgusting. And then obviously, like, they're talking about how he got behavioral issues, right? Mm-hmm. Do y'all think treating him like that's gonna make it any better?
Right. How is that gonna help the situation? Yeah. I don't know how that's gonna help anything. I missed that part. I feel like
what's gonna happen is one day they're gonna have to deal with the beast of their own creation.
Mm-hmm.
So when he gets older, when he gets stronger, and he thinks about how you treated him, those behavioral issues are gonna manifest into something much worse.
Mm-hmm. You just said that just right. I like that analogy. You're gonna have to deal with the beast of your own. What you saying?
Your own creation.
Your own creation. And if you do, you guys better watch that stuff. Watch how you treat people, because one day you're the strong and they're the weak, and then the times will change. Watch how you treat people. That's important.
I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the OP should, I think they should stay away from that. Because the whole question was, I don't know if I could have a relationship with my family anymore. And I can see why. Because mind you, they're like attributing like what they went through with what that stepson went through, because they had behavioral issues, specifically with anger, and now the stepson is, and look how bad they're treating him and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's janky. I don't support that at all. I do think that it's tougher to deal with some people, children included. It's tougher to deal with some people than it is to deal with others. That's just the fact. That's how life is. Everybody don't get along. Everybody don't see. I get all that, but I do think it's very important that you, especially when they're a child, right? When they're growing and trying to figure certain stuff out that you've already probably figured out. Be careful how you treat them. Be careful how you do that, because it can turn into something else. I agree with Simba wholeheartedly. When he gets older, you'll have to deal with a beast of a whole different nature. You created it, and it ain't gonna be pretty. No. The fire truck? They going somewhere else? Okay, because the other fire truck already left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, so I personally, I would have to put some distance between myself and my family if they was doing stuff like that.
It's a very unhealthy.
That's a toxic family.
If my family was encouraging a sibling of mine to bring harm to somebody else's child, I damn sure would put distance between myself and
right, and also what happens with my child when I'm not there?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing I would be terrified about.
Exactly. Or any other child. What if I was to have a stepchild that you didn't like? Would you encourage the rest of the family to treat them wrong or different? I would have to say nope. Let me go ahead and do a little separation thing. Anyways, you guys, this video is getting really long, and I know how much y'all like rocking with your girl and listening to me talk and watch me get my full boogie on, but I might come back on tomorrow or just to say bye, but either way, it's gonna kill me in editing. So y'all stay tuned. I'm
actually going to end this vlog here. I done ran plenty of errands. My battery's about to die on my phone, and your girl went to Walmart before it was all said and done. So I'm going to pick this vlog up with you guys on another day. If you're new, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell anyone and everyone your girl Ties out here, vlogging with y'all, telling y'all stories and all the goodness. Like I always say, there's always another story to be told, but for now,